Hey guys, it's Vicky. Welcome back. So I am on day 3 of a quarantine, or I mean social distancing, I guess you could call it. And I'm starting to go a little crazy. Help me. So as most of the world knows, we're dealing with a disease right now, and a lot of places are being put on lockdown or putting distancing measures. And in LA, where I'm at, that's what's happening. So I'm on day 3 of being home. I'm officially having to work from home. I mean, I am for the most part a hermit. Like, it's just the fact that being like enforced for me to work from home, I guess, even though I like working from home. Things are cray cray out there, especially in LA. I don't know how it is where you are, but grocery stores are like depleted. I'm ready though. I got my bowl noodles. I've actually had these for a while. They might be expired. Oh, they expire this year, so we're good. We're good. But that's not what this video is about today. Today I'm going to be doing, as the title would suggest, an Edwardian Rose from Titanic inspired makeup look. Yeah, I want to do like an everyday Edwardian Rose inspired look that is just wearable and yeah. So the look that I'm going for specifically is what's kind of known as a first look, which is not really a popular look of hers. I really like this one. I don't know why. It's just such a sweet, pretty look. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's that scene when Jack first sees Rose on the ship and his homie's like, forget it, boyo.
Oh, forget it, Boyle. It's like have angels fly out of your arse is getting next to the likes of her.
Bonk. I thought it would be fun to throw in some fun Edwardian facts while I do my makeup, because people back then were kind of crazy and did some freaking questionable things to themselves. And I'm gonna start by doing my skin. So while I'm doing my skin, let me tell you about skin back in the early 20th century, was it? Yes. So we all know, for the most part, if you don't know, that light skin was considered to be the end-all be-all. These were dumb beliefs that were around before that and even after that. But anyway, so one of the things that women did back in the Edwardian era that I did not know, according to my internet Google research, all sources will be linked down below, women were out here putting lemon on their skin to lighten it. I had no idea. I have heard about like using lemon to lighten your hair, like in shampoos and whatnot, or citrus, but the lemon thing was pretty new to me. If you know this though, however, well then I guess I'm dumb. My foundation is done, trying to keep it very light and natural per what Rose's makeup is. Edwardian makeup was around, it was a thing, but it was meant to be kept like very, very natural. Wrong thing, I'm gonna brush my eyebrows. Yeah, Edwardian makeup was like really, really natural. It was preferable that you kept it natural. It's like, I'm wearing makeup, but don't make it obvious that I'm wearing makeup. So like the rosy cheeks, the tinted lips with rouge, you did not want it to be really noticeable, because if not, you would be considered, oh, you don't want to be no hoe wearing too much lipstick now. I mean, come on, have some decency, woman. Rose's brows are obviously like filled in a little bit. Her look is like Edwardian, but a 90s interpretation of it. Women in the Edwardian area were marking their brows to make them look a little bit darker. They were long and more rounded, especially as they were getting closer to the 1920s, but they were a little bit more full than the 1920s. Okay, so I'm just leaving that, like I'm not doing a lot more to my brows. Anyways, now I'm gonna move on to my eyes. I'm curling my lashes. Obviously Rose was what is with the interruptions today? Rose was curling her lashes, or they curled her lashes, hair and makeup for the movie. Not really something that women did. The eyelash curler was not invented until way later. I'm doing it because she did it in the movie, and I just want my lashes to pop a little more. Why are you crying? I'm sorry. Oh, Charlie. You want to sit with me? You have to sit with me and be a good boy. Oh, okay. Bonk. Separation anxiety, there. In 1910, Margaret Mixer wrote a book about like beauty tips, advice, I guess your modern day Glamour magazine or like Pinterest. She basically told ladies that one of the things in order to appear beautiful was to pinch your eyelids. So I'm gonna do that right now. Oh God, I just poked my eye. Pinch your eyelids in order to try to make yourself look pretty. Apparently this was supposed to reduce swollen eyelids, which I feel doing that actually makes my eyelids more swollen because I'm pinching them. Another thing that she believed in was giving yourself a vigorous face massage, vigorous, in order to reduce double chin, which, hello, I guess I should be doing that. Wouldn't that actually loosen your skin? It's getting dark in here, so turn on all your lights. The lovely thing about Rose's makeup is that it is very natural and technically pretty easy to achieve. So I'm gonna take a brush. I'm taking my Cake mascara. This wasn't around then. They used other things to do their lashes and darken their brows, but I'm taking my Cake mascara. You will notice that homegirl Rose had A little bit of liner. I don't think it's accurate really to what women were doing because again, they were trying to be really natural. So I'm gonna try to do a really thin line, like as close to the lash line as possible. If you look at her makeup, she does wear like a tiny bit of liner, which again, it's like a very 90s interpretation of Edwardian. And there we go, the liner's on, barely visible. And then I'm taking my little brush, rubbing it into the cake mascara and basically marking up my lashes. And then to finish off her eyes, in some images, reference images more than others, you can see like a smidge of brown eyeshadow. And again, that was probably to dramatize her bottom lash line. So that's what I'm gonna do. And just like swoop it on through. For my own sake, I am gonna conceal some of these bags because good Lord. Another thing that Edwardian folks were very fond of was taking care of their feet. People believe that taking care of your feet affected other components of your well-being and beauty. It was believed that if you had unattended bunions and corns on your feet, it would lead to things like gray hair. If you had like left unattended corns, then you would get bad knees, and then bad knees would lead to a mental breakdown, essentially. So also for my own sake, and because this is a 2020s interpretation of a 1990s interpretation of an Edwardian look, I am going to contour a little bit just on the side of my cheeks. Rose does have pretty full cheeks, like a fuller face, which works for my face because I have a full face, but I'm just gonna contour a little bit more to try to mimic her shape a little bit. But again, I want it to be really natural. And then I'm also gonna take some on the bridge of my nose. She has a straightish nose. I'm gonna try to slim mine down a little bit. Again, not a transformation look, more just to try to mimic her general look and try to look more like her. Now it's time for blush, which was something that women did. Rosy cheeks were considered beautiful and attractive. Another thing that people were using was radium, which we know is not good. It's radioactive. It's a radioactive ingredient, but apparently people back in the day thought using that was like the shiznit. Radium was used in face creams because it had these magical powers, which we now know where they come from, that lifted and brightened and just like made your skin appear youthful and better. But in the long run, it ain't good for you. But people were using radium for their skin. Thank God for science and for education and knowledge. Oh, and the blush that I'm using is just this ombre pinkish one. It's like an orangey, which appears very natural. So even if I layer it on, it doesn't look too unnatural. And the blush back day was achieved through rouge, which a lot of people DIY. There were already like some makeup counters being created, but a lot of people DIY'd their makeup back in the day. And that was used for the cheeks as well as the lips for a slight like blushed, they would call it like bitten lip look. But I'm gonna go with a 90s version. So Rose's makeup, her makeup is obviously, like I said, a 90s interpretation of Edwardian. Kind of reminds me of like Drew Barrymore in the 90s actually, funnily enough. So I'm gonna go with this lip liner, which is called Rose. Very fitting. Promise I did not do this on purpose. And then I'm taking Sleeping Beauty Pink, which is like this very natural mauve pink. I'm gonna use that, line my lips with a darker color. Rose reminds me a lot of my mom in the 90s, and the way she did her makeup in this movie is like the way my mom did her makeup. Subconsciously, I always really thought of my mom as Rose, especially because my mom is like a redhead. She always wore her hair red. They also look very alike. I'll insert a picture here, tell me what you think, but I don't know. They kind of have a very similar look going on. This is a darker liner, and the reason I'm doing it is to just like achieve more of her lip shape, like darker with lighter color in between. I find for me, usually makes my lips pop out more. She has like bigger lips, so I'm trying to do that, overlining a bit. One thing I forgot were my contacts. Let me go put those on. Whew. Okay, lighter contacts are in. And now finally, the only thing that we have left to do is the hair. Obviously, I am a brunette. Hello. I was contemplating going back to red. I always toy between brunette and red ever since I've been in high school, but I want to keep it brunette for this other video that I have coming up. I did put my hair into rollers and I took those off before I started filming, so my hair, as you can see, is curly. It does look like she has a low Gibson tuck for this. I'm gonna do that. I'm not brushing my hair out, so I'm just gonna take my hair, put it into a low pony, then bring the rubber band down a little bit, open up a gap, and then tuck my hair in. I don't know if I'm doing a good job because I cannot see anything, so don't come at me. And then I'm just gonna secure it into place with some bobby pins. Okay, so now even though my hair is curled with these little hairs that are hanging out, I'm gonna do even tighter curls. So I'm gonna try to do that with my hair curler. And I'm just curling really, really small, thin strands. It's a very messy, curly Gibson tuck. As you can see, she has lots of little hairs coming out, so that's what I tried to replicate, and that's it. And now I'm gonna go change for the final reveal. And this is the final look. So I went with this green dress, which was actually provided to me. It was gifted to me by the wardrobe shop. No, they did not pay me. This video is not sponsored. They just gifted it to me for review, which I thought was really cool of them. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this dress. So they specialize in period and occasion dresses. And I've seen that quite a few ladies in the vintage community have partnered with them. I picked this one. This is their tea party gown in sage. It's supposed to be Edwardian inspired. Obviously, it is not the same as Rose's green dress. Hers is much more fancy and of like an occasion dress. This one's a little bit more casual, but still very, very pretty. To me, it's very reminiscent because of the color, of course, the lace that it has going down on the sleeves. I did tie a scarf and pinned a rose into the middle of it to mimic her sash that she had on with the rose pinned on. But I'll show you guys what the dress looks like too without the sash on the waist. Very flowy, I love it. It is thin material, so something to consider. But yeah, it's a nice, cute occasion dress. I'll leave the links down below to it in case you guys are interested. And that's all that we have for today. Maybe I'll Photoshop myself as a redhead so you guys can see what it would look like. Bonk. Right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this look and had fun hanging out with me. I'm gonna go back now to self-quarantining. We'll see where we're at by the time I upload this. It's only been day 3 and like I said, I'm starting to go a little cray-cray. I know that right now times are like scary and it's a little like unsettling, all the news and whatnot, but know that we're all in this together, and I'm wishing you guys all nothing but the best. Stay safe. I know everyone's heard this like a million times, but don't forget to wash your hands and not touch your face. I mean, I hear it all the time and I appreciate it because even though I wash my hands regularly and it's something that I don't forget, they're super dry like the witches from Disney hands right now. Touching my face is something that I'm consistently doing unconsciously. Like, that's the hard part for me. So I know I appreciate the reminders. Hopefully you do too. Love you guys so, so much. Sending you all a super duper big virtual hug wherever it is that you are in the world. And I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.